story named the man in the basement. Round Pushpin location, Dayton, Ohio, USA. In 2019, a 28-year-old woman named Rachel moved into a small rental house in Dayton, Ohio. She had just gone through a divorce and wanted a quiet place to restart her life. The house she chose was cheap, located at the edge of town, and had a large basement, something she thought would be great for storage. The landlord seemed odd but polite. When Rachel asked about the basement, he paused for a moment and said, "It's just an old basement. Nothing down there but dust." Then he handed her the keys with a forced smile. The first few weeks were fine. The neighborhood was quiet, and Rachel liked the solitude. She worked from home, so she barely needed to leave. Everything seemed normal. Until one night, she heard a sound coming from the basement. At first, she thought it was just the house settling. But the sound came again, this time clearer. It sounded like breathing, deep, slow breathing. She froze in bed, holding her breath, waiting for the sound to stop. It eventually did. The next morning, she went to check the basement. It was dark and cold. The single light bulb hanging from the ceiling flickered when she pulled the chain. There was nothing unusual, just old pipes, a rusty washer and dryer, and boxes left behind by the previous tenant. Still, the uneasiness didn't go away. The breathing sound returned again that night, and the next night, every time. It happened around 3:12 a.m. Rachel thought maybe it was a heating pipe, or maybe animals under the house. But what disturbed her most was the fact that her dog, usually calm, would stand by the basement door, growling and barking at nothing, especially at night. One evening, she decided to record the sounds using her phone. She set it to record overnight, hoping to catch whatever was making the noise. The next morning, she reviewed the audio. For the first 3 hours, everything was quiet. But then, around 3:12 a.m., the audio picked up soft footsteps. They weren't coming down the stairs. They were coming up. She could hear what sounded like someone stepping slowly, one stair at a time, and then whispering. It was faint, almost like a chant. She couldn't make out the words. The breathing came next, long, drawn-out inhaling and exhaling. The worst part? At one point, the whispering stopped and a man's voice said, clearly and slowly, "I know you hear me." Rachel dropped the phone. Terrified, she called the landlord, demanding answers. He sighed and said, "Look, I didn't want to scare you. A man lived there before you. He stopped paying rent and vanished. Cops looked for him, found nothing. But every tenant since then said they heard someone down there. Most left within a month. You lasted the longest." Rachel was furious. "You should have told me," he replied. "I needed someone to stay long enough for the place to feel normal again." That night, Rachel packed her things, planning to leave first thing in the morning. But as she zipped up her last bag, she noticed the basement door was open. She was sure she had locked it. Her dog started barking, louder than ever. First standing straight up, Rachel grabbed her phone, turned on the flashlight, and slowly approached the door. She called out, "Is someone down there?" No reply, but the breathing returned. Louder, closer. She shut the door and jammed a chair under the handle. Then she heard knocking, not from the front door, from inside the basement. 4 knocks, slow, rhythmic. She didn't sleep that night. At sunrise, she opened the basement door once more. This time, she saw something new, muddy footprints on stairs, bare feet, leading up and then back down again. She left that morning and never returned. Later, she looked up the house's history. In 1998, a man named Gregory Harlow lived there. He was known in the neighborhood as quiet and strange. One day, he disappeared. Some say he went into the basement during a thunderstorm and was never seen again. No body, no signs of foul play, just gone. One neighbor claimed Gregory believed the basement was a gate and that something in the dark had promised him immortality if he stayed. Rachel uploaded the audio clip online. Paranormal groups reached out. Some say the whispering is in Latin. Others believe it's demonic. No one can explain how a locked basement door opened on its own, or how footsteps could be heard when no one was there. The house is still up for rent. but no one stays longer than a few nights. Locals call it the breathing house. If you drive past it at night and you're really quiet, you might hear someone walking up the stairs. And if you listen closely, you might hear the words, "I know you hear me.